So I recently went on my first ever solo trip away. It was one of those things where I was like, oh, I want to do it at some point. I don't know when. There are a lot of sort of deeper reasons why I wanted to do it, but I think I'm actually going to do a different video talking about where I've been mentally and everything like that. Because that is just a whole other like topic in itself. I wanted this video to be more about just my solo experience, how I found it, negatives, positives. Also, I'm going to do my makeup at the same time, just so it's, you know, something to do. And also I need to do my makeup because I've got a meeting in town soon. Today I'm going to wear the NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation, one of my fave foundations ever. I should wear a primer first. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Primer. I've been loving this. I thought it would be a good idea to do a video on it because it's something that I think lots of you, like from what I've seen as well, loads of people want to do it but have a fear of doing it, aren't sure sort of how to fill their time, how it feels when you're away on your own. First off, I went to Copenhagen, which is obviously, is well known for being a very sort of safe, modern, high tech as well. I mean, like the systems there, the underground, their metro system, like everything is amazing. Like it's not a difficult place to travel to. It's not like challenging being there or traveling around there. And also that wasn't what I was going for. I wasn't trying to have this crazy challenging experience. I just wanted to go somewhere different and just be with myself for a bit. While exploring, because I love exploring. And also, yeah, I was only there for sort of like 2 full days, so it's not that long. This is sort of like a disclaimer, because I'm not saying, oh, I'm so seasoned in traveling on my own, because I'm not. I've started using a beauty blender again recently, and I really like it actually. Another thing before I get into the questions that might be quite relevant is that I'm naturally quite introverted and I quite like my own space anyway. So I'm just someone I'm perfectly comfortable traveling around on my own, just having my headphones in, just enjoying my own time and space and sort of reflecting. I do enjoy being around people, but like after a certain amount of time I'm just a bit exhausted from it and I just want to be on my own. So some people would probably not like that. This light is a bit dull, isn't it? Or maybe that's just my face. So first question I asked on Instagram, did you feel lonely or anxious at certain times? And so many people asked me if I got lonely, which I actually found weird because I really like being on my own. So to me, I'm like, no. I'm just gonna tie my hair up because it's getting on my nerves a bit. Okay, let me really think. When did I actually feel lonely? Like the only time I would maybe say is at night, just because, I mean, so I say in the vlog as well, like I found it really hard to fall asleep on my own because I'm not used to it. So I found it really hard to sort of relax. I don't know if that's loneliness or I just sort of, that's more comfort. I think if I have someone sleeping next to me, then I feel more comfortable and I felt like I could have fallen asleep easier. I do though feel like by Monday I was ready to sort of have more like interaction again, to chat a bit, and to like to see people. There's a question that is about like what did I learn about myself, but I really did notice that I've always thought I'm someone who like doesn't need to be around people. I just prefer to be on my own, like leave me alone, don't talk to me. But by the Monday, and sort of so I was there from Friday to Monday, so by Sunday I was getting a bit like really like craving interaction, and I really didn't mind if random people talked to me or any interaction I did have. I was like, oh yeah, I feel normal. And yeah, by Monday I was really looking forward to going home and like having someone to talk to. With feeling anxious, no, not much at all. I think the only things that I was anxious about was I was scared to get taxis or anything like that on my own, just because I didn't want to get human trafficked. And it's so stupid because that could easily happen here in London. It's just that because I'm so used to London, I'm just very like feel more in control here and less scared. Like I'm not scared at all traveling around London, getting into Ubers or like anything. So it's so funny. I just feel like because I was traveling on my own, it's like if anything did happen to me, I felt like no one would know. the first day that I was out and about on my own, I did feel a bit anxious about going in to somewhere for lunch on my own. I felt a bit anxious about like walking in and just being like, just for one. So yeah, I think that was a time that I did feel a little bit anxious, but mixed between anxious and nervous. So I didn't feel like I didn't feel tight-chested about it and really like uptight. I still went to do it. I sort of decided where I was going, where I wanted to go, and still headed there and went there. So it was something that I was still really willing to just do. I didn't feel anything like crippling with anxiety or anything while I was out there. Times that I was sitting on my own with a drink or with food or something, I actually found it quite empowering, which was really nice to discover. How not to look awkward trying to take a picture of yourself with tripods and stuff. It does look awkward. I mean, it does feel awkward. I felt super awkward when I was doing it, and I only did it once or twice, not a lot at all. I didn't though really set up tripods or anything. I literally just propped my phone up on the side, so I wasn't doing any like big tripod photos or anything like that. This is my first time trying this properly. I'm so excited. It's the Hourglass, it's the new Hourglass Vanish concealer. This is the shade Oat. I'm going to try it out, see if it works for me. I feel like the best way not to look awkward doing something is to just do it with conviction. So even when I was setting up my little camera, I just literally put my phone on the side of like a big pillar. People were walking past and stuff, and it's like, yeah, people are probably going to look at you and then be like, oh, I wonder what she's doing or he's doing, and then just like keep walking. And that's all that happens. Like, if you just remember that is literally it. And also just think about what you would think and feel if you saw someone else setting it up. And it's something that, if you hear snoring, Odin's just sleeping down it. It's something that I had to get used to really early on in what I do. Like, you can't control what anyone is thinking. I know this is going a bit like deeper and it's just about traveling, but it's like you can't control what people are thinking about what they're seeing, and you can't control their perceptions of what they're seeing. So if you're there to travel, you're there to enjoy yourself and also capture memories of you at that place. That's your aim, you know, while you're traveling. So do it. Oh wow, that's too light. Okay, let's try Beach. Yeah, I'm sure I did look a bit awkward doing it, but I got a picture and I was happy about it. So it doesn't really matter too much, honestly. I think by the time you are out traveling on your own, you've already built up that sort of base confidence of doing what you want because you want to do it. Oh wow, that blends like an absolute dream. And it also looks really hydrating too. Like, it still has a skin finish to it. It's not matte. Someone asked, has it been a life-changing experience? And then in brackets, justify your answer. Okay, I wouldn't say life-changing in the way that I'm changed forever and like I had this huge epiphany and like I'm gonna live my life differently from now on. So like, no, not in that way. But I think it's life-changing in the way that everything you do in life changes your trajectory slightly. So now that I've done that, I think it probably opens me up to more, to me doing more things in life. Does that make sense? Like, it's quite a empowering thing to do. It opens your mind up a bit more. It makes you sort of figure out what you like and don't like a bit more. So I feel like in a slow way it's sort of life-changing, but not in a big grand sense. But maybe if I'd gone to like a really huge culture shock sort of place, it might have been more life-changing. Please let me know if you've done that. I'm sure loads of you have travelled solo too. Let me know if you've ever had like travelled somewhere and it really has been life-changing for you. Let me know, because that would be really interesting. Oh wow, this concealer is amazing. Hourglass skin products are just... Any specific precautions you took as a woman? I know this may be silly, but I need help. Not silly at all. I was really conscious of that. I was really aware of it being potentially dangerous, travelling alone as a woman. I did a little bit of research into tips to try to stay safer. I travelled around with a little crossbody bag which I'd keep like more on the front of me, and I'd put all of my valuable things. I know this is basic, but So not on the outside zips, in the inside zips, so you know it's hard to get to. I tried not to like walk around much on my own at night. I did one night when I went for pizza. Felt a bit like how I feel in London, to be honest. Like, obviously just have your wits about you. Like, I'd always be really aware of my surroundings. Oh, also one that I was really glad I picked up before I went away, even though I felt safe there, is to not sort of be staring at your maps for ages, looking really confused, like looking really lost, because I feel like that is a bit of a flag to people, you know, to show that you're a tourist, you don't know what you're doing. Like an easy target. I feel like after more solo travel in different parts of the world, I'll probably be able to give a more well-rounded answer. How do you find the confidence to navigate your way around? I usually rely on other people. I'm just really used to navigating my way around everywhere. I think again, because in London I just do it all the time, and I always am just like figuring out, you know, routes to places, or even when we're away traveling, I find it quite fun, like figuring out the best route to somewhere. So I think it's just something I enjoy doing, so it wasn't an issue for me. Also things like, you know, when you're at the airport or when you're getting trains, and trying to figure out a new like metro system, I find that really fun. That like makes me feel really happy and excited because I'm exploring a whole new system. So yeah, that's just something I personally enjoy. But where's my eyebrow product? What I did find really helpful, which I didn't have on my phone, was City Mapper, which is obviously really well known, but that was great. I went from the airport to my hotel by the metro, and for that journey I city mapped it. Someone said, hope it's not too invasive. How does Jason feel about it? No, not invasive at all. And I think a lot of people were like, did you miss Indy? Did you miss Jason and your family and things? And yeah, I did. He was really supportive of it. He knew I really wanted and needed to get away and have time to myself. And I kept making reasons for why I shouldn't go, like again and again. And he sort of pushed me to do it. He was more like, just go. Like, he was like, I know you really just need to get away, just go. I think I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup off camera because I'm like swiftly running out of time. Oh, quite a few people asked this. Dealing with seeing something beautiful or amazing but no one to share it with. That wasn't a thing. That wasn't a thing at all for me, actually. And when I saw those people say that, I was like, oh, should I have wanted to share that with someone? No, it was really nice to sort of experience things on my own. I'm someone who, like, sometimes I feel like I really need to talk about something, but sometimes I don't at all. And I'm not fussed, and I just enjoy the thing without sort of judging it. I just enjoy it. So maybe I was doing like a lot more of that when I was on my own. How do you deal with missing your fam? Did you message/call each other much? Yes, all the time. And I feel like I was messaging quite a lot at night, because that's the time where it was like a lot quieter and I was more aware of being on my own, and so I was always a bit like, what are you doing? I feel like if I didn't have that, I would have felt a lot more, I feel like I probably would have got sadder and like felt more lonely. Also, funnily, vlogging actually sometimes made me feel less alone, because when I was out and about, not having someone to share things with, because I was vlogging, I did feel like I was sort of talking about what I was doing and what I'd just done, and in a weird way it was kind of like sharing, because I was sharing what I was doing, so it did feel a bit like I was sharing it with people, but just not directly. How to get through that awkwardness of eating/drinking coffee alone. This is one of the first times that I've done this. I mean, I drink coffee on my own. Like, I'm really used to going for coffee on my own, just like anywhere. I'm fine with that. But with like eating dinner and lunch on my own, going to a restaurant on my own, that did feel a little bit weird. And I did do a lot of like just looking at my phone, putting my phone down, just looking around. And then I was like, this is all good. When I was there, I wish that I bought a book. I feel like I should have bought my Kindle or a book, or sort of fill that gap a little bit. But something that I really did find, it was really good for me to sit in that space of feeling uncomfortable, because it really makes you question why you feel uncomfortable. That was something that I really found interesting. I wasn't too worried about what other people thought of me sitting on my own, because I don't really care when other people sit on their own, you know? I'm just like, oh, maybe they're here for work, maybe they're just on their own. Oh, we also went to the cinema on my own for the first time too, which was fine, because you're just in a dark room surrounded by people who are just watching a screen, so it's like no one's looking at you, like no one really is bothered. So I really liked it, actually. It was actually quite cute, like just taking myself on a little date. I quite enjoyed it. Like before that, I went to Vapiano's actually just on the last night, and just took myself for like a pasta and then a film, and it feels like you're treating yourself, which is really nice. What I realised when I was sitting on my own feeling a bit awkward is things are only awkward if you think they're awkward or if you decide they're awkward. So I think at first I would feel awkward, but then after a while I was a bit like, well, no, you're here to travel on your own, you're sat on your own. Like if other people think that is awkward, fine. I'm sure a lot of people don't think it's awkward. Like, and I'm only gonna feel awkward if I decide that I feel awkward. So I didn't cure it like then and there. I still felt sort of awkward the whole time I was there. But it was interesting to just sit in that awkwardness and not run from it. So I stayed for the whole meal, like, and didn't rush it, and just had that experience. And I think it's really good actually for anxiety, because it makes you question why do you feel that way. Oh, did you find yourself thinking a lot because there's no one to talk to? Yes, definitely. I feel like I'm quite a thinker anyway, but yeah, it did actually make me I was in my head quite a bit. But I found it helped when I got out the room and was just around like busy places. It sort of distracted me a little bit. Did you learn something about yourself while traveling alone? Yes, I think I touched on it a bit at the beginning, but I'm so annoyed I've like half finished my makeup. But I learned that I actually do crave and like being around people a lot more than I thought I did. I think it's so easy to get stuck into a label of, I'm actually half and half, introvert and extroverted, because I just did a personality test, but I often get sort of stuck in that label or feeling of that, you know, how I'm not fussed about having to be around people. Since being on my own, I really was like, I really wanted to be around people again. I wanted to sort of like build my relationships up more and like reach out to people more and talk. And yeah, so by the end of the trip I was like being a lot more social and sort of enjoying it a bit more. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and good luck to anyone traveling solo. And I really enjoyed it, and I really want to do it more, and I think it's great for building character and building confidence. And for me, I think it helped with anxiety too. It helped with confidence too, because I had to like speak out when I wanted something. I didn't have someone else with me to say it for me. Like I had to just do everything on my own. So it's good when you're used to being quite like codependent. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, bye.